what success is and isn't. So, what I love about being a therapist and a coach is that I get to speak with so many different people from so many different walks of life. And what's funny is that each person has a different view of what success is. And for me as a therapist, it's my job to not be attached to any specific definition for them, but to allow them to fill out the lines, to fill in the blank spaces of what they believe success is. And as a side note, that's going to be one of the main points that I make. But nonetheless, what I find is that each and every client has a different view of what success means to them. Now, a lot of people have a mistake. They have a misconception or a myth about what success is. And as a result, it leads them falling victim to not being successful. They fall victim to this thing called the success trap, which is something I'll get into. So it's very important that we talk about this today. And I'm so glad that you're here watching this podcast. So let's go ahead and get into it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So right now I'm reading a book called Be Your Future Self Now. And it's by this guy named Dr. Hardy. And ironically, me and him went to the same university, so Clemson University. And in this book, he's talking about how you should be your future self now so that you can take the right steps you need so that you can meet that future version of yourself. And one thing that he mentions is that when it comes to success, okay, and this is the first main point that I want to make, he says that success is your ability to take the life that you imagine in your mind and making it a reality. It's being true to your authentic self. Now, what's great about this definition is that it's not tied to any goal, any reward, or any number in your bank account. And I'll give you an example because I really want you guys to think about this. So when it comes to success, there are people who are more successful, but yet have less money in their bank account. There's people that is more successful, but yet has less recognition and less fame. And for those that are listening, even less followers on social media, because that's a big thing now. So think about it like this. The man who is married to a wife, and they both, let's say, make $80K a year, have 2 kids, both of them work 40 hours a week, and if that man is able to, let's say, go on 2 vacations per year, right? Let's say he's able to contribute to his 401k, but also maybe buy some stocks on his own. But also, he's able to go to his sons and daughters' basketball game, cheerleading practice, volunteer on field trips. In other words, he's able to be present. If that was the view that he had of what success is, and his ability to match it guarantees and it shows that he's actually more successful than a person who wants those things, but yet isn't married, working 80 hours a week, right? Let's say they make 6 or 7 figures. Let's say 7 figures, right? Don't have any kids, all these different things, right? And let's go even further. Doesn't have a relationship with, let's say, their father, their mother, right? Whatever it is that they're hoping to have. This is where success knows no bank account. Success knows no rewards. Success is you taking the image that you have in your mind and being able to reproduce it right here, right now. And that is a great way for people who feel as though they need to have 6 or 7 figures or need to have 1 million followers on social media. For people that believe that they need to have these things in order to be successful, I'll tell you, you're using the wrong metrics in order to define what success looks like for you. Main point number 2. So success is not a one-time payment, but rather it's something that you have to pay each and every day. Success requires consistent payments. And I'll tell you guys what I mean by that. So right now, my marriage is a success. Right now, my business is a success. And right now, even this podcast that I'm speaking to you right now is a success. But what keeps it a success? Well, if I stop doing the things that got me here, my business, my marriage, and this podcast, it will stop from being a success and end up being a failure, being something that I deeply regret. And that's what I want people to realize is that success is not something that you do once and that's it, right? I think maybe one of the only places that exists is when someone in sports retires and they won a championship. But in life, there's not too many things that we can retire from until, we take that last nap, if you will. But nonetheless, a lot of the things that you want out of life, you can have them, yes. But to think that once you get it, you don't have to do any other work, it is a myth. Success requires consistent dedication. And if you're not willing to put in that type of work, you won't have the success that you're looking for. And believe it or not, that is actually a big reason why people are afraid of success. Because it's like, well, when I have 1 million followers, when I have, let's say, 1,000 people subscribe to my membership, right? When I have, let's say, 10,000 people on my email list, whatever the number is, you have to maintain it. And maintaining it is really where the work relies. And for some people, that price is just too high to pay. So as a result, they don't make the down payment. They just say, you know what? I'm gonna just keep looking. And looking for success looks like procrastination, wishing, hoping, or even being jealous that someone else is doing the very thing that you said you wanted to do. So stop looking, go ahead and put that down payment on, and let's start making those monthly payments. And when it comes to success, they're not monthly. Trust me when I say they're daily deposits. Main point number 3. So success can be either fast or slow as you want it, okay? Success can be as fast or as slow as you want it. And this goes into a podcast episode I did earlier where I talked about the 3 levels of skill acquisition. So the 3 levels go from, in order from least to greatest, it goes from do it yourself, do it with someone, or have someone do it for you. When it comes to success, you can opt for either one of those methods. And one can say, if you go through all 3 of those, it'll give you a well-rounded view of what it takes to make this specific thing work. So let's take my podcast, for example. Right now, I'm doing it myself. I'm getting to know who I am, get to know my voice, get to know my style, if you will, and even getting to know how Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff works. But when I'm ready to work with someone, it's going to make it easier for me to communicate what it is that I need from them, what it is that I'm looking for, because I've done it myself already. And then this last stage, oh man, I can't wait to get to, is when I'm having people do things for me, like the editing, the thumbnail, the descriptions, all that stuff. But trust me when I say there's value. There's a lot of value. There's a lot of benefit through going through the ladders. Now, you don't have to, but trust me when I say it. If you want success to be fast, you need to get to those upper 2 levels and get out of the first level. Now, the thing is that when people are very scarce with their money, their resources, they tend to stay on the first level, the do-it-yourself level. So this is where maybe you go and you buy the books, you go and you buy the course, right? And you're trying to be everything for this one goal that you're trying to accomplish. And as an entrepreneur, trust me when I say, you need people to do something yourself, solely by yourself. You're setting yourself up for, honestly, stress, and one could probably even say failure, if you will. You know, Myron Golden, who's a great entrepreneur, you may know him, he says success loves speed. He says money loves speed. That's really the same. But what I want to tell you is that success loves speed, okay? Because here's the thing, the ideas that you have, if you're not careful, because I've seen this with one of my clients who's in tech, if you're not careful, your bright ideas will become dull ideas and be a thing of the past if you're not able to move quickly. So again, success could be as fast or as slow as you want it. Make sure you're investing in yourself and you're hiring help in order to make this success a fast-paced process. Main point number 4. So success doesn't have to be big in order for it to be appreciated. All right, success does not have to be big in order for it to be appreciated. I kid you not. This last Sunday, I did a podcast that I didn't feel like doing. So believe it or not, sometimes I get on this mic, I get on this camera, and there's podcasts that I don't feel like doing. But because I value what I do, because I know what it will do for me and for you that's listening, I get up and I do it anyway. So on the day I didn't feel like doing the podcast, on the day I didn't feel like editing it and scheduling it, I did it. And what's funny is when I posted it, 12 hours later, literally 12 hours later, it ended up being my best podcast that I've ever done. And that's amazing, guys. Now, what's even crazier about that is that when I say that it was the best podcast that I've ever done, it got 27 views. Now, some people may say, what? 27 views is not a lot of views. But for me, right, and where I'm starting, 27 views is a lot. And I'm going to honor that because I put in a lot of work to get there. Now, this is what I mean by success can be as big or as small as you would like it. But trust me when I say success does not have to be big for it to be appreciated. And one can say that one that's able to appreciate every step of the way would definitely honor and treasure, and one can even savor the big success that's waiting for them at the end. But it's because they honored the process. They fell in love with the process. That's why honoring and loving the small successes, celebrating the small successes, is just as important as celebrating the big ones. You don't have to have $1 million or 1 million views or whatever it is in order to have success. And main point number 5, the most important one, is that success is the younger brother to gratitude. Success is the younger brother to gratitude. All right. I want you guys to hear this and ask yourself, why am I saying this? Well, here's the thing. Gratitude really oversees all the things that are related to success because it allows you to appreciate and feel those successes, to feel those feelings. Because believe me when I say it, there's a lot of people that have success in their life, but because they don't practice gratitude, they're not able to feel it, touch it, taste it. It's almost as if they went to a dentist, they got their teeth numb, and now they're going out and trying to eat a bite of pizza. It just doesn't work, right? It doesn't have that same effect or taste. It's because they're looking at everybody else. They're comparing themselves, and they're totally discounting the small successes or even the success that they have in front of them. They're totally discounting it because it doesn't look like the success of the other people. So when you practice gratitude, and here's the thing, gratitude will actually increase the feelings of success, but also the amount of successes that you have, because that gratitude is going to give you the motivation to get up the next day and take action. So again, gratitude is by far one of the most important components when it comes to success because it allows you to soak it in. It allows you to take the motivation and the lessons that you got from it and apply it the next day. It's kind of like compounding interest if you really want to think about it. So again, success is the younger brother to gratitude. So with that being said, let me summarize these main points of what success is and isn't. So success is your ability to take the life that you imagine for yourself and making it a reality. You can be more successful than people who have more money than you. Believe me when I say that. Success is not a one-time purchase. Okay, so this is my second point. Success is not a one-time purchase, but it is a consistent payment that you have to make. When you stop making that payment, your success will be foreclosed on. Okay, so make sure you're keeping up with those payments. Next, success can be as fast or as slow as you want it. And if you want to speed up your success, you need to make sure that you are investing in the upper levels of skill acquisition. Fourth, success doesn't have to be big in order for you to appreciate it. So make sure you take time to really savor what you're doing and give yourself props. And then also fifth and the last point, success is the younger brother to gratitude. So again, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. This is Coach Wells. I'm a licensed therapist, and thank you for checking us out.